Manx Radio's Countryside is brought to you by NFU Mutual.
Hello and welcome to Countryside here on Manx Radio. I'm Simon Clark.
And I'm Kirree Kermood. We popped along to a very sunny Southern District agricultural show.
We caught up with the reserves and the winners on the Grand Parade at the end of the day. And also we went round the show field and spoke to some of the exhibitors. Well, blessed with sunshine and blessed with a lot of people, the Southern Show this year. Kirree, what a success.
A fabulous turnout. They couldn't have asked for better weather. And I think it was 2016 when they last had 2 days of sunshine for the show.
Well,
a long time ago.
Most welcome then, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but what a great show it was. We'll be speaking to the winners and the judges and presidents at the end of the programme. But first of all, I had a walk around the show field and spoke to various exhibitors on the day, including John Collister from JDW Engineer and also Claire Lewis Walker and also Mike as well, showing their goats. We speak to Katie Grace, who was there on behalf of the Manx Wildlife Trust, talking about the Silver Lapwing Award, and also Nigel Taylor, who was in the Fur and Feather tent.
A good enough display. Are they getting few and far between?
Yeah, well, it would be always nice to see a few more entries. There's lots of people keep furry and feathery pets, but it's not a good time of year really at the moment because everything's just about to molt.
Right, and do people not like showing them when the fur and feathers are coming off?
Well, no, the winter's more the serious time for showing. When things are either the young ones have just grown and they're just old enough to show, or the older ones have molted. But there's enough here for people to see today. You can probably hear the ducks a minute ago in the background.
Yeah, and what sort of fur and feather varieties have we got in here today? Anything unusual?
Well, there's a few unusual. There's some crested Polands just over here on the left, and some silkies, which are ones that don't have the normal hooks and on the filaments of the feathers, so they're a fluffy chicken.
Right.
There's three cats with Mrs. Church, who comes all the way from Orpington in Kent to see
really,
us.
yeah?
And she shows those. And there's a few rabbits, no guinea pigs, I'm afraid, but the rest of it is chickens, a few ducks, as we can hear, and pigeons.
Right, and then the pigeons, are they a sort of forgotten breed? You know, years ago you used to think of people with the little pigeon lofts in the old farms and things. We don't see so many of them now, but still one or two people keep them.
Well, most of these here today belong to Alan Preston, and he's got a good show put on, and he's got best in show actually. But I brought one of mine, and there's a couple of others here as well.
Do you race them? Do they still have pigeon races?
Don't tend to do that on the Isle of Man, but it is a big thing in some, particularly on the continent.
Right.
People do, and they go for huge sums of money, good racing pigeons.
Right, and who's come away with the main prizes in the events today?
Well, as I say, Alan Preston's got the pigeons, Ernest Clegg has got best chicken, and Mrs. Church, of course, with the cats. And I think there's the
ducks
down there. Oh, yes, that would be Ernest as well.
Yeah.
And rabbits, I think that was the Qualtros.
The next show, of course, you'll be at the Royal Manx Show, and then I think Sunday the 8th of December is one at Andres at the Parish Hall, and is that the sort of season where they're going to be in the top order?
That's right, yes. We've got our show in Onken and Ramsey Fur and Feather on the 8th of December in Andreas, so we'll be advertising that and sending information out in due course. That's the time really, as I say, when everything's in its best condition, so hopefully that'll be a good show, and we'll look forward to seeing people there.
Well, let's get a chat with Katie Grace from the Manx Wildlife Trust, and looking in front of us here, the Bronze Chuff, of course, the Isle of Man Flag Award, and the wonderful Silver Lapwing Award, which you were present when it was awarded, Katie.
Yes, it was so exciting. There was a few of us over, Paul and Hilary Fletcher from FWAG, Sarah Comish from Manx NFU, and myself. I do the agri-environment scheme for Manx Wildlife Trust. And obviously David Cool and his family were over, and it was a very proud moment for us all and for the island that they won. There were some really interesting farms that were in the running for it, and but basically the judges were just so impressed with Ballaghaun and the things that they're doing there for this for wildlife, but also that it's a farm that has to sustain their family, be profitable business, and all the community things that they're involved with on the farm.
It's an absolutely brilliant honour for from a team, a farm from the Isle of Man, the Cool Brothers, to win such an award that's really sought after in the UK as well, isn't it?
It is. It's very prestigious. Yes, it's been really good for the island, and it means that because they won it this year, they'll be hosting the awards next year. So there'll be an influx of the judges, and also the other farms that are up for the award next year will be over, and we'll have a tour of Ballaghaun, and we're also hoping to put together a bit of a visit for other farms on the island, and just showcase the island a bit for.
Yeah. And that's been part and parcel of it. I know I've come to a couple of the FWAG things where obviously when David and Rob were nominated for this wonderful award in the UK, we thought, well, it's great to be nominated. And a lot of the speakers that come over to the Isle of Man had a look around and so impressed with the Isle of Man, not just the Cool Brothers farms.
I know, absolutely. Well, there's so much to see, and there's so much variation on the island as well. We're lucky in that way. You know, there's plenty for them to have a look at when they're over next year, and so much diversity here. And you know, farmers are up to such a range of different things, and so much wildlife things that people are doing on their farm in the agri-environment scheme. So.
It's just such a wonderful thing just to see it in front of us, isn't it? It's here
Absolutely.
In the Isle of Man, won by Manx farmers. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely it is. Yeah, very proud moment for the Isle of Man.
Well, Claire Lewis Walker got a fine display of young goats here today. It's getting a lot of interest.
It is, Simon, yeah. We've got our pygmy babies with their mums. So the public always loves a very young pygmy kid. They have to be a week old before we can move them off the farm, and we've got a single male kid with his mum who is nearly 2 weeks old, and we've got triplets with their mum that are 10 days old.
Really? And this is something that the youngsters particularly, they're all so excited to see them going around and playing, and they're such unique creatures, goats, really, aren't they? They love to play like children.
Oh yeah, they do. And in the UK it's actually a legal requirement if you keep goats that you give them what can I call it, play equipment.
Really?
So they have to have things to jump on and jump off, and that's a legal requirement.
But the variety here as well, you've got the one with the wool, the Angora, is it?
Yes, so we've got the purebred Angora goat. He's kept to produce mohair, that's what that breed is for. Then we've got a brown and white short hefty goat. She's a South African Boer goat. They're the world's premier meat breed. And then we've brought purebred Anglo-Nubian dairy females, crossbred dairy females, and then a scutch of dairy kids that were born at Easter.
And the satisfying thing for you and Mike, I'd imagine, is the homebred ones, and you must take a lot of pride in that.
Yeah, I think so. It's really special that all the goats that we bring to the shows now have all been born at High Tilt. You know, we've been doing this now for 12 years, breeding goats. I think we've had over 800 born on the farm. Only needed the vet twice, which I'm very, very pleased about for kidding. Yeah, they're just lovely animals, and they're like a cross between your best dog and your best horse. They give you a lot back.
You've got a vested interest in some other types of animals, but they're not here today.
Yes. So I've had a little midlife crisis, gone off to the UK, and I came back on Wednesday with a coloured donkey, Jenny, who's got a 2.5 week old filly foal at foot. and a 32-inch high British spotted pony, again with a filly foal at foot. So that's my midlife crisis, done, dusted, yeah, and I'm just so happy. I can't tell you, it's like Christmas. Well, it's better than Christmas. It's better than Christmas, yeah.
And of course, in the past, Claire, you've been able to get the public around with the children and everything to have a look.
Yes, we did a big kidding chaos over Easter for a couple of weeks, Easter school holidays. We had a lot of lovely people book in and come to kidding chaos. Now that the pygmies have got their babies, we've decided to open up again to do pygmy kidding chaos. So if anybody's interested in coming and cuddling the pygmy kids, just keep an eye on our Facebook page, Isle of Man Goats.
Perfect. Well, it's great to see so much interest from young and old today, and it's great to see them here at the Southern Show.
Lovely. Thanks very much, Simon.
Well, let's get over to the JDW stand, and John Collister, it's a good array of machinery you've got today.
Yeah, I was just saying earlier on, it's probably one of the first years we've ever had sort of the full range of New Holland tractors on the stand, ranging from the compact models. We've actually got a specialist tractor this year, a vineyard model, which, believe it or not, they do sell in the UK. Quite a few numbers down in Kent. There's a few vineyards around that area, but this is a first for us on the Isle of Man. It's not going to a vineyard. And then we've got the T5s range, and then up into the T6s. So for Isle of Man sized tractors, we've pretty much got everything from your garden tractor right up to your big arable tractor.
You see the ones here, obviously with the different tyres for the grass side of it. I mean, how popular are they getting? I suppose a lot of people who have maybe converted farms and getting bigger gardens and orchards, ideal for that?
Yeah, we're actually finding lately that a lot of our customers are they're people who've bought land and they want a tractor that's a sort of amenity tractor for looking after the land, and then that's changing the specification and, like you say, the tyre options, because agricultural tyres are great on a field, but they're not so good in your garden or on an area of grass that you want to keep neat. So there's lots of different crossover tyre options they're launching now to deal with that market.
You look at the big one that you've got there. I mean, how many horsepower's in that one? 4-wheel drive, obviously.
Yeah, that's a 160 horsepower 6-cylinder, so it's not actually the biggest in that range, but it's probably one of the most popular ones over here, that sort of size. But that would be your larger farmer on the Isle of Man.
And do they need one like that? Is it saving them in the long run?
I think so, yeah. I mean, machinery has got to the stage now when it's especially what's available on the second-hand market, which is quite common, people buying second-hand machinery in the island. Well, what you get coming out of the UK, it'll only fit a tractor that size, so they're being driven towards that. And the weather, I mean, they've not really have the weather windows to be able to cope with anything smaller. They've had to get the job done in a hurry, and that's when you need that size of machine.
And behind us here, with the boom sticking up in the air, the Merlot telehandler, is that what they're still called?
Telehandlers, they are, yeah.
They seem an essential part of not just building sites, but farms getting.
Again, yeah, I mean, as machinery's getting bigger, muck spreaders, trailers, you need something with a bit of reach and a bit of capacity to load it quicker, and that's where the handlers are coming in. I mean, this particular one is probably going to a farmer that's never had a handler before, but he's tried it on a demo and realised that it's the way forward for what he's doing, because it's so much more capable than a tractor and a loader.
Yeah, you can do all sorts. I see this one's got the pallet forks on it, you can put buckets and all sorts on it, silage stuff.
Yeah, there's pretty well anything, and you can also get adapters to be able to carry tractor loader attachments as well, which is handy when you're crossing somebody over from a tractor loader to a telehandler, so you can have some bigger attachments for the bigger jobs and utilise what you've got for the smaller jobs, so it saves a bit of cost.
Yeah, and great to see a lot of the youngsters, because it just brings me back to my youth, going to the agricultural shows and being able to have a look around the tractors and things.
Yeah, they still want to sit in them. you know, we're happy to open them and let the kids sit in them, and they're keen to do it. The minute you get a door open, they've got a queue. So and we've just been up and done the tug of war in the main ring, where they've been pulling the tractors up the ring, and it's good to see. I mean, they managed to pull the biggest of them there. There was enough kids on it, and they've managed to do it. So that's what it's all about. That's the next generation.
Well, what a great, happy crowd that were round about, inviting the public to have a look at what they had to offer in the exhibitors stand. John Collister, JDW Engineering, Claire Lewis Walker there, and Mike showing the goats. Also to Nigel Taylor in the fur and feather tent, and also Katie Grace, who was displaying the wonderful Cool Brothers trophy of the Silver Lapwing Award that they won during their time in the UK. You're listening to Countryside here on Manx Radio with Kirree Kermode and myself, Simon Clark.
So as the day progressed, we popped along to the Grand Parade final, where Pippi Kermode had picked his judge for the day, Jack Clegg. We caught up with the winners, and in third reserve was Rhiann and Alec Masson.
Happy with my result. I suppose I'll say thanks to my mum. She's done most of the preparation work, really.
Sort of renowned, and you had a rare sort of coloured Holstein in today as well.
Yes, we had a red and white Holstein as well. Unusual lineup for us. We only had one black and white, and the rest were red and whites, but a bit of a change up for this year. So.
And what's this one called, and how long have you bred this one from home?
Yes, this is a calf from the original clover that we got from when we started having ashes in, and she's done us well. She's had 3 calves, and she's due another one in January time, so hopefully she puts out a decent calf as well.
Fair cop. And Rhiann, I mean, had Holsteins your family for years, and
Yes.
we've got a few more ashes now getting them.
There are quite a few now, yes. Is it about 6 now milking?
Yeah.
So there's quite a few now, so maybe we need to keep an eye on that.
What's the attraction? I mean, we used to have ashes, we see many of them years and years ago, but what's the attraction for yourselves compared with the Holstein?
It's just, it's something a little bit different. It's got that higher butter fat that is attractive to quite a few people. Obviously not as many litres as the Holstein, but there's a little bit more butter fat there, and they just look nice, don't they? Something a bit different.
But they're always renowned, the ashes in particular, for being very placid animals, aren't they?
Yes,
in the main.
They are red, aren't they? So, no, they are good. They are good. He's got this one trained like a little lamb, hasn't you? So,
yeah, they're more of a pet.
Yeah, they can be, but they're obviously still working animals.
Yeah, well done today to the both
Thank
of you
you.
and your family. Well done.
Thanks.
Well, Claire Baldwin, many congratulations. You won the heavy horse and second reserve in the main ring of the Southern Show this year. You must be pretty delighted with that.
Yeah, very much so. It's getting anything in the Supremes are first for us. So absolutely delighted. I mean, he's 15, so he's not a spring chicken anymore. But it shows that even the slightly older lot can still do it for us. So yeah, absolutely over the moon with them. Yeah.
And what about the heavy horse? What's the attraction? Have you been involved in them since you were really young?
No. He's the first one that I really got involved with. I've known
He wants to speak as well.
Thank you, Scout. Yes, we're talking about you. As I say, he's 15, but I've known him since he was about a 2-year-old. Helped back him in with the previous owner who bought him off of Claire Christian as a foal. Then I got a bit more involved when I kind of came back from uni and travelling. Did a bit more with him 8 years ago, and we came out to the shows for the first time, and you just get hooked. I mean, obviously I've been involved with horses since I was a kid, but there's something different about the heavies. There really is. And the group of people here that own the heavies, they're just great. We're a nice little community, and we all get on. We all help each other out, really supportive of each other. So yeah, it's just a nice thing to do.
Yeah, and the strange thing is it's strange to think, that they look standing so high and mighty when you're next to them, and it's sort of scary for a lot of people. But when you think back to the days where all the farms were using these, and they were part and parcel of it.
Oh yeah, I mean he's not been done any hard work, shall we say, in his life. He's had a pretty easy one, but yeah, I mean they are integral to kind of how things have developed. Everything. So it's nice to be able to show it off, and that's why we still come. Even though he's getting on, we'll still come as long as he's fit and able to, because he loves the people. He absolutely loves them. Gets himself a bit worked up at times, but he just loves the attention, and I love people coming over and seeing him. And when I first walked around the Grand Parade, all I could hear was people in the crowd going, "Wow, look at the size of him!" It's just lovely to see and to show him off, because they really are. I mean, gentle giants, just with their moments.
Wow, it's brilliant to see it on display, and she said it's a great spectacle for young and old to have a look at, and it's been a fabulous day for you and your team here with that horse.
Yeah, no, it really has, yeah.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well, congratulations, Alison. A great example of the breed standing out there, the Beltex ewe lamb. But what a special day for you all.
Yeah, really good, really pleased. It's been a long time coming.
Oh, how long has it been?
And they're trying to work it out down there. We reckon probably 10 years maybe.
Oh my word, and an emotional win clearly as well.
Yeah, well, you know yourself, it's been a hard year for us all.
Yeah, no, without doubt.
And,
long winter.
Yeah, very long winter. And for just to come and get
into that final lineup, Alison, is very, very special. And it's obviously a lot of hard work goes on behind the scenes. You've got a great team here, and Amy's just rolled up now. What information have you got?
So the last time we were in the lineup was, we think, around 2003.
Wow.
So Supreme with homebred Border Leicester lamb.
Oh my word.
So yeah, it's quite, as you can tell by Mum's reaction, it's quite a special day. And then before that it was 1998, and we were Supreme with Manx Lad.
Yeah, very, very special moments. And today, the sun cracking the flags, you couldn't have asked for better weather.
No, it's been a great day, a really great day. It's good when it's dry, and it shows your sheep off really well. And
And coming through the classes too this morning, Alison, there was a long stint of judging there done by Anna Minas-Hughes, a travelling judge from the UK, very well versed in sheep.
Yeah, really pleased she put our lamb above your Texel ewe lamb, which we was really shocked. Really shocked. I didn't think we were going to get there today. She wasn't the lamb we had my hopes on today. We left her at home. But just really pleased. It'll all worthwhile when it pays off like that, isn't it?
Absolutely brilliant. Well, anyway, we'll let you go and enjoy some celebrations, because I'm sure there's going to be a few.
There will. Thank you very much, Kirree.
There we go. That was Alison and Amy Rothwell with first reserve Beltex ewe lamb. Then it was Claire Baldwin who came second reserve with her lovely Shire horse Scout, and third reserve Alec and Rianne Masson with the Ayrshire cow.
Well, that left us with the Supreme Champion for 2024 at the Southern District Agricultural Show. And what a popular win it was, I think, on the day. The Limousin Heifer, shown by Tom and Lee Kane from Crosby, Kirree, and lovely, wasn't it?
She was a real picture, and a real credit to them. They've been working really hard behind the scenes, investing in genetics, using modern technology, and what a cracker. You Beauty definitely was a beauty on that day.
Certainly, and we caught up with them live on the show field after they were announced as winners.
Tom, many congratulations. Tell us a little bit about the Limousin.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it was a bit unexpected, really, because I don't think it's very common for something so young to do so well. I was quite happy she got the Limousin Championship to start with, and there was a good heifer class there. John Quayle had a nice few heifers in, which she managed to pip. But she's our first embryo transplant batch of calves, and she's got a brother down there who's quite similar to her. She's probably slightly better than him. But very surprised to win, really, with something so young. Called Foxrock U Beauty. So we flushed one of our own cows. And then, use a bit of an awkward letter for names. Not many names to start to use. So that's why she's got that name, really. But she done well. Very happy.
We'll get a word with Lee as well.
Well, Lee, Tom was saying it's not often a young heifer like that can win, but in my view, she's quite a correct heifer.
Yeah, I think she's the best we ever had. We usually bring a senior cow and a calf. You know what it's like, Kirree, just the timings are wrong this year. The calves and the cows are too young. The big heifer's in calves, so we didn't want to bring her because we didn't want to feed her hard. So we said we'd bring a couple of young ones and it'll do them good. But I mean, she could actually be in that heifer class for another 2 years yet. So we're surprised, but we had a lot of compliments on her today, so thought she must have been looking all right.
Yeah, totally made up. And Jack, a beef farmer himself,
Yeah, you're always. I'd guessed Jack. I'd guessed right today. I thought it might have been Jack, but when he comes to the middle, you thought it sort of rules the dairy ones out. Really, he's done sheep and beef all his life. He's had good cattle, Jack, so he knows his stuff. And I think he must have picked her out earlier because he didn't spend too much time in the ring.
He wasn't hanging about, was he?
I think he'd done his homework earlier today.
There we go.
Well done, anyway, Lee and Tom. Many congratulations.
Well, the delighted Tom and Lee Kane there with their Limousin heifer, which has took the supreme champion at the Southern Show for this year. And, well, we got a word also with the judge, Kirree, didn't we? And Pippi Kermode, the president for this year.
Yeah, Jack Clegg, he was absolutely made up to be judge. Quite nervous, but he didn't hang about. So you picked out the Limousin heifer there. Yeah. She's a real beauty.
Yeah, I think so, right. I think. Yeah. And in my opinion.
Yeah. What were you looking for? Was there anything in particular?
No, she was right. She's just a little bit on the young side looking, but she's going to be developing a real good one. Yeah. And the same with the Beltex.
Yeah, they were two real meat animals, weren't they? They were real good examples of their type. And there's been a lot of compliments about the Shire horse as well.
Yeah, there's a shine on her already. He's a really good horse, that.
Yeah, real belter.
In my opinion, again.
So how did it feel when you were asked to be the judge?
Well, I didn't know what to say, actually. I was what could I say apart from yes?
Well, anyway, you did a good job, and I think most of the crowd agreed with you.
I hope so. Too late now, anyway.
Judge's decision is final,
Absolutely.
as they say. Let's get a chat with the president of the Southern District Agricultural Show for 2024, Pippi Kermode. Very successful first day of the show.
We've got a great day. It's if we can keep the show moving again, because it was on the slide for a little while there, and this last gate last year was very good. It was a record high number, and I think this year's one will be even better.
Yeah, fantastic day. Some great animals on show, fur and feathers. Some great machinery on display as well for every sort of type of person that comes to the shows. And you rightly say the Southern Show is one it was in the shadow for a few years, but I think it's certainly holding its own now and really getting popular.
It is. It really is. Well, a lot of the smaller people they're getting a chance now to come to the front. It's like the machinery down there. We leave it to them. They set it up themselves, and they're really coming forward. They got big machines down there, there's hundreds of thousands of pounds, and they're displaying it to the public and what farmers have to do and what contractors do for the farmers.
Yeah, and as farmers will know themselves, and maybe people who aren't involved in agriculture or anything like that, the money that's spent on machinery, it's not something you can claw back overnight, is it?
No, you'd pay for a blooming house, some of them tractors. And we're lucky, we're very lucky. We are in a great place, and we got the Manx public behind us.
There we go. That was the president, Pippi Kermode, and Judge Jack Clegg.
Well, I think we can say a very successful 2 days at the Southern District Agricultural Show, Kirree. We never got a chance to speak to the organisers of the event. Obviously, the president very happy with how things had gone. But judging by the smiley faces and the camaraderie, I think, and the chilled nature of most people on the day, I think a great success.
It certainly was. The committee worked really, really hard. We see it with living on site for the 3 weeks on the run up to it. There's some steps done by those committee members, lugging hurdles, moving gates. You know, they just don't stop, and they listen to feedback every year to make the show an even bigger success.
9.5 miles on the step counter was one of the ones who was walking around looking after things. So great work by all involved. That's it for this week's Countryside. We're back next week with more. So until then, from me, Simon Clark.
And me, Kirree Kermode.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.